The rise of the Galactic Empire. The galaxy had long been a fractured collection of star systems, each vying for dominance, wealth, and power. The Great War had left the once prosperous Federation of Worlds in ruins, giving rise to warlords, pirate lords, and rogue factions who sought to carve their own empires out of the chaos. It was within this crucible of conflict that the seeds of the Galactic Empire were sown. Chapter 1, The Fall of the Federation. The Federation of Worlds, a governing body that had once maintained peace and order across the galaxy, was now a shadow of its former self. Corruption, infighting, and a bloated bureaucracy had left it vulnerable to external threats. The war against the Zalarian Dominion had drained its resources, while internal dissent threatened to tear it apart from within. In the midst of this turmoil, a charismatic and brilliant strategist, General Kale Draven, rose through the ranks of the Federation military. Draven had witnessed firsthand the weakness of democracy, its inability to make swift, decisive decisions in the face of crisis. He believed that only through strength and unity could the galaxy be saved. When the capital world of Terra Prime fell to a coalition of separatist forces, the Federation was effectively dissolved. In its place, the strongest factions began consolidating power, and Draven saw his opportunity. Chapter 2, The Dawn of a New Order. Draven gathered a formidable force of soldiers, defected admirals, and ambitious politicians who shared his vision. His fleet, known as the Crimson Armada, swept through the core worlds, crushing opposition and unifying the remnants of the Federation under his banner. Where diplomacy failed, force prevailed. One by one, rogue factions either submitted or were annihilated. With each conquest, Draven gained more support, particularly from the disenfranchised citizens who longed for stability. His vision of a centralized, authoritarian government resonated with those who had suffered through decades of war. On the shattered ruins of Terra Prime, Draven declared the birth of the Galactic Empire. He named himself Emperor, vowing to bring order, security, and prosperity to the galaxy. Chapter 3, The Iron Fist. With absolute power in his grasp, Draven wasted no time in solidifying his rule. The Imperial Legions were formed, an elite military force loyal only to the Emperor. The Imperial Bureau of Order was established to root out dissent, ensuring that rebellion would never rise again. Technology and infrastructure flourished under the Empire's strict control. Trade routes were secured, piracy was all but eradicated, and planetary economies were stabilized. Yet, this prosperity came at a cost. Individual freedoms were suppressed, and those who opposed the Empire found themselves facing the wrath of the Emperor's enforcers. The Senate, once a symbol of democracy, was reduced to a ceremonial body, its members serving only to ratify the Emperor's decrees. The people, weary of war and chaos, accepted this new reality, believing that peace through strength was a worthy sacrifice. Chapter 4, Resistance and Rebellion. Despite the Empire's successes, not all accepted its rule. In the Outer Rim territories, whispers of rebellion began to spread. A coalition of former Federation loyalists, freedom fighters, and displaced warlords banded together under the banner of the Resistance. Led by Commander Illyra Voss, a former Federation admiral turned insurgent leader, the Resistance sought to dismantle the Empire's stranglehold on the galaxy. They struck from hidden bases, launching raids on Imperial supply lines and liberating occupied worlds. The Emperor, now a man obsessed with maintaining control, declared martial law across the galaxy. His forces hunted the Resistance mercilessly, but for every cell they crushed, another would rise in its place. The galaxy once again teetered on the edge of all-out war. Chapter 5, The Emperor's Legacy. As the conflict raged, Draven found himself facing a dilemma. The Empire had grown beyond even his expectations, and maintaining control required constant vigilance. His once loyal advisors began questioning his decisions, fearing that his obsession with power would lead to the Empire's downfall. With age creeping upon him, Draven sought to secure his legacy. He ordered the construction of the Imperial Citadel, a fortress that would stand as the heart of the empire for generations. He also sought an heir, someone worthy of carrying his vision forward. However, betrayal lurked in the shadows. Ambitious generals, fearing that the emperor had become too powerful, plotted to overthrow him. The resistance, emboldened by the growing fractures within the empire, launched a daring assault on the capital. As the imperial citadel burned and the galaxy erupted into chaos once more, the fate of the empire hung in the balance. Epilogue: A New Dawn. The story of the Galactic Empire was far from over. Whether it would rise stronger from the flames or fall to the same fate as the Federation remained uncertain. But one truth remained: power, once seized, is never easily relinquished. And so, the battle for the galaxy raged on.